So this update is going to be a little bit different. Every 15 or so updates, I plan on doing a mega update. Something that kind of categorizes the entire plan, stores it in history, communicates it to you. A bit of a touchstone that says like, hey, right now, here's the entire plan, start to finish. These are going to be longer, a lot less polished, a lot more full of details. So if you're into that, stick around. So I initially had a lot of debate over whether I wanted to start a sole proprietorship or an LLC. Ultimately, I decided on an LLC. If you want to see the reasons why, you can go and check out a previous update I've done on them. It was just 1 or 2 ago. Sent off a official form to the government, and the company is now incorporated, and I am the sole owner of Horse Thief Games LLC. So that's pretty exciting. I received an employer identification number from the IRS, so I can legally hire people now, which is dope. I have gone to the bank and I have set up a bank account for the LLC, which means that I have everything I need to actually start on the Kickstarter launch page, which is going to be coming very soon, and I'm excited for it. That's the next big thing on the docket, and likely what the next update is going to be about. Once the launch page is ready, I'll actually have something real to show you guys. At this point, I can start doing a lot more marketing. I intend to flesh out all of the social media I have right now by making like Twitter page and an official Instagram page that isn't just me promoting on my own. I'll have a page for the company itself, and in the long run, we'll stop posting on this account. But until this Kickstarter is complete, I'm gonna still make it easy for you guys to check out these updates. I've been doing a lot of word of mouth marketing so far, but the long-term goal is also ads. Ads on Facebook for board games do usually pretty well. They're kind of a reliable source of Kickstarter income, so going to be budgeting for that. That's going to be cool. And then lastly, I want to try and form a Discord server so that anyone who wants to like actually kind of play the game in its infancy but can't come to my house can just hop in, and I'll be hosting like games for that, probably asynchronously and some synchronously. So if you want to maybe learn how the game is actually played and play it for yourself before you buy it, you can try it there too. Pricing. This is the big point. The game as a whole contains 108 cards, 103 of which have unique pieces of art on them, and that was not cheap to make. It's not super expensive to print though, which is pretty good. So in response to a lot of y'all's feedback regarding whether I should modularize or not, I've basically decided to, yes, I'm going to split it up into a core game and a small expansion pack. The core game is going to involve like 80-ish cards and will probably be around $30 to $35. Would love to make it cheaper. And the more people that support the Kickstarter, the cheaper it can be, which is fantastic. And then the extra expansion, which I'm going to be calling Feast and Festival, will be around $15. And since print and play is a really popular way to distribute card games in like the tabletop community, I'm also going to be offering just a complete PDF version of the game for probably around $18. That is just if you want to print out everything on cardstock and play it for yourself. Cardstock was how I first printed the game and tested it out for years until I got it to a point where it was good enough to actually commission art for it. And I've done print and play for other games myself, and it works kind of just fine. Special components like poster and dice are still in the works though. I did a lot of research into a lot of different printing companies. I basically just had a giant Excel sheet on my computer that had everyone's quotes on it. And I got a lot of different information, but ultimately, currently, I've decided to go with a company that is uncreatively named Make Playing Cards. The name is pretty uninspired, but they were the first company that I used to actually print like the demo. They printed this and all of the different versions that I have of it. They printed the rule sheet in the box, and it all looks so good, and I really like it. And I kind of was like, for a long time, assuming that they weren't, they were what I started out with. There's no way that they are going to be the best price-wise also. But I started looking around, and they might also be the best price-wise. A lot of companies force you to have like a minimum order quantity of around like 1,000 units or 1,500 units. They don't have a minimum order quantity. And additionally, the quantities that I'm looking at buying in, they just have the best prices for it. Plus, they ship straight to my door, even though they are based in China, so I don't have to worry about shipping from a Chinese port. So that's really cool. That's pretty great for me, actually. So yeah, they're who I'm going with. So shipping is a very scale-dependent aspect of this whole project. Chris ended up buying 1,500 copies of his game La Mancha, and he apparently was able to ship them all from his own home. Like, he just went to the post store, got a bunch of Uline boxes and tape, and he shipped everything himself, which is pretty good because I don't think I'm going to be shipping anywhere near 1,500. And if that's the case for him, then fantastic. I will just be probably shipping them from my own home, one by one, by hand. So that's pretty cool. If, however, I do, for some reason, wildly overfund, which unlikely, but should be prepared for, I have a company called Fulfillrite, who I've already received a quote from. They are willing to do both storage and fulfillment if I get like multiple thousands of copies ordered. Again, unlikely, but you gotta plan for success just as much as you plan for failure. So if that's the case, then I will be sending the copies directly to them. They will store it in their warehouse, and every time they get an order, or I get an order, it will be sent to them, and they will ship it out from their shipping facilities anywhere in the US. Benefits from them is obviously they have storage, it would be a lot faster. However, the downside is obviously they cost money. So there's the kind of necessity to do it at home if I can do it at all. So if you've stuck around to the end, I really hope you enjoyed hearing about this. If just random details are your thing with like no fancy background or like editing and stuff, I really appreciate it. The editing for these videos takes so long. Like, once a video is fully filmed, it usually takes like an hour and a half to get everything just right. So I really hope y'all have appreciated the stuff I've made so far. And the fact that you're watching this now, like on YouTube, which is I'm going to assume not what you've been watching on so far, I just really appreciate it. So stick around, the launch page is going to be what the next update is about.